bonjour, hello, hola. I don't really know any other languages to say hello in. I think ni hao is hello, but I might not be on, because you gotta understand that my entirety of any knowledge I have of Chinese comes from two sources, and one of them is the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon show, I can't remember which one it is, Ni Hao Kai Lan, and then the other one, which, look, Ni Hao Kai Lan, hey, it's stuck in my mind, so they clearly did something right, which is why I believe that, because I'm pretty sure that it's just like hello Kai Lan is the name of the, but again, I mean, the messages of the language clearly didn't stick as much as the name did. And the other one is that one dude on TikTok who teaches you how to say, like, I am gooning to femboys in Chinese, but no, it doesn't help me say hello, right? Like, that's a fun, that's an icebreaker for later. That's not what I like to open a conversation with. That's like the one cool fact about myself. It technically does not count as a hello. But I hope we're all having a luscious and or lovely Tuesday afternoon. I wasn't really sure if I was going to stream today. Not for lack of trying, by the way. For completely the reasons out of my control, which was there was an insane thunderstorm going on in my area. So much so that while I was at work, my power flickered about 14 times. One of the times lightning struck, and I was like, well, let's count how long. Yeah, before I could even get that thought out of there, I heard the thunder. It was like 0.4 seconds, maybe. It was like overestimating it was half a second before I'd hear the thunder after lightning. So I was definitely in the eye of the storm. But I lived because I'm just kind of built different, and I'm not going to let that kind of thing take me down. Lightning wants to fry your GPU. Yeah, well, that's why I wasn't going to stream. If it was still storming like that, I was good just cutting my losses there and saying, look, you know, it's just not for me. I'm not going to turn on my PC when it's claiming it's going to take the life of it, you know? Monster Hunter's this man by the balls and won't let him go. Honestly, at this point, I just turn it on because it's fun to talk. So many of the hunts at this point, I can like turn off my brain while I fight them, and that's where I'm hitting my peak. That's where I'm hitting my stride. Ain't nobody breaking my stride. Ain't no one gonna hold me down. But yeah, this is like my first actual day back in ages, because I know what you're thinking. You streamed yesterday. Yeah, but I was streaming with Derp and Joe, so I'm not gonna lie, you guys were all in the cuck chair while I was talking with my friends. Not that you guys aren't my best friends, obviously. Each and every person who shows up to stream is my friend, and we have a relationship of friendship with each other, obviously. However, like, aside from the, yo, speaking of like pathetic parasocial things, YouTube has a new tab on it, which is top fans. And if you click on it, it tells you who has donated the most to the stream and who has spent the most on memberships. That's a badge of shame, not a badge of honor. Like, they're doing it as like you helped the community the most. Yeah, but if you type, everyone's gonna be like, isn't this the dude who spent $400 on you for no reason? And he has to live with that. That's a mark of shame. That's getting hit with the brand of sacrifice in Berserk, the like wilted rose of tattoos. Sorry, I'm sure there's someone out there who has a brand of sacrifice tattoo. But that proves my point. I liked Berserk, by the way. I'm not trying to say it as a slight against Berserk. I'm just trying to say, like, you can dig a little bit deeper. In fact, I even think it'd be cooler to get the egg of Behelit as the tattoo instead of the brand of sacrifice. That'd be a cooler one to be like, I love Berserk so much, because the brand of sacrifice, it's been done too many times. I've been fiending over Battle Cats. Yeah, I mean, like, I was thinking the Sonic collab is crazy. They're collabing with Sonic, hold up. I mean, I'm nothing if not somebody who absolutely slurps up gacha game slop. It's what my body is. My body is a machine that turns a gacha game into a $200 hole in my wallet. Damn, Battle Cat still exists. Look, it was never made for the US market. The fact that we got it was just like a happy accident. It was 100% made for the Asian market. And you want to know my proof for that? I can't buy it on my Nintendo Switch 2, But there is a Battle Cats game for Switch, which has like the exact same play style. I don't think it's a gacha game though. I think it's like a single player complete campaign experience where all of the cats you unlock through doing requirements and stuff instead of having to gacha for them. But it's only in Japanese, and unfortunately, the only Japanese I can read is when it's translated for me inside of a manga panel, which doesn't help too much, as it turns out. So all of the fun's taken out. Yeah, like they took a game that's all about gambling and removed the gambling from it. Yeah. How am I supposed to enjoy this? There's hardly any microtransactions. Let's just start with a Yankaku and G-Rank. How hard could it possibly be, you know? Moxie and Cool Cat? I don't know about all that. Cool Cat was one of my favorite movies growing up. I'm kidding. No Gamba, I know, absolute trash. I'm at Into the Future Chapter 1 right now. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, so, like, I've been playing the Persona gacha game because... I'm not gonna finish the joke. I was gonna say, like, what most Persona fans care about. And then I was like, it's a little bit too much of a hard launch 5 minutes into the stream. Wasn't I talking about gooning the femboys earlier? That's normal, man. The internet has normalized that, okay? If you find that to be too far, you're the one who's been left in the past, old man. You're the one who's lost your mind. Sorry, you're the one who's out of their mind. My fault. You're literally growing the mustache. It is true. It is, look. But thank you for saying growing. Some people would say that, like, it's not growing. So I'm very thankful you'd use that word, because some people would say you have to squint to even see an outline of it. And to them, I have to say, yeah, you fucking think Rome was built in a day or something? No, it fell in one, dumbass. All right. Just gonna get hit by the first 2 attacks. Yep. I'm a purist. I only goon to Gojo. Can I be honest? When I first saw posting about JJK, just gonna get hit by everything, by the way. I actually didn't even realize. Oh, I'm stunned. Speaking of not even realizing, I didn't realize that Gojo was supposed to be an adult. But that's not an indictment of Gege's character design, by the way. I'm not trying to say like he looks like a teenager. I'm just trying to say that that's the way that anime draws teenagers. You said you're just gonna take out 7 months when on average it takes 2 to 3 months. What are you supposed to do in the period in which you're starting to grow a mustache? Because I feel like it might be the least presentable you can ever be in public is when you have one that's not built yet, you know? Like, people can tell. I know it's nice to think, no, they'll like it when it comes in, and maybe they will, but I mean, there's a whole lot before it comes in that I don't know what you're supposed, wear a mask? Yeah, but then I get called a sissy liberal soy boy. So, like, that doesn't work either. What's good, Conchu? Lead them. I feel like Gege only wrote a single good female character and gave up on the rest. Which one are you talking about? Because I like Maki a lot. Granted, I haven't seen the whole thing. But I really enjoyed Maki as a character. I'm hoping that's the one. Because, like, Nobara, I could really take it or leave it. She was fine, but she didn't really... I don't know. Maki, yeah, okay, yeah, no, because Maki was sick. I didn't mind the one rich bitch, the one who stands on business, but she was way more of a side character also, so she didn't get as much development. But then also they did that weird thing where she was like, I like to use my little brother's life or whatever, and like when she was doing all that, I was like, well, you don't have to. That was a very strange choice by she stands on pedophilia. I mean, look. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. Now, do I think that's the one she should be standing on? That's her moral. Simply a real bitch, I don't want to get infected with whatever the fuck you have. No, I know, I was just kidding. I had no problem wearing my mask throughout all of COVID. In fact, I was a little bit, and like, this is fucked up to say. I was kind of happy that COVID normalized wearing masks. Obviously, there's a certain crowd where it will not at all be normalized, which is the ones who think you're a sheep if you wear a mask. But are you falling over? Are you, what the fuck? What's got him staggered? It's like he just saw someone oiled up in front of him. He couldn't contain himself. But I was kind of happy that it normalized it in the US more, because when I saw other places where they wore masks all the time, just because it, like, obviously if you're not directly breathing in viral things, it makes it far harder for you to get a virus. So I kind of wanted to do it, but it felt so non-normalized here that I didn't want to. It felt like the only people who did it were fighting game players. So it was nice to see it kind of swap up. Masks were fine when you forget they're on. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the only time I didn't like wearing a mask was about the first 3 or 4 outings where I wore one. Also, I think if your glasses fog up from you wearing a mask, you've got valid complaints against them. Unfortunately, and I know I wear glasses, so you might say, like, excuse me, pot. Seems as though you're calling something else of a color, but I think that's just like a skill issue, because if you just had better eyesight, that wouldn't be an issue anyways. It's Canada Day, I got a free flag. Dude, just wait for 3 more days, and then it might be like the US's day or something. We still celebrating the 4th of July? What are we feeling, boys? I asked my chat, currently, as far as I know, 1 person living in the UK, 1 person living in Germany, 1 person living in Canada. We celebrating the 4th of July, boys? Oh, it was 3 days before you? Yeah, well, that's good. Like, we're gonna clap back with something harder, probably. Which is, namely, day drinking and trashing. Soon to be living in Latvia, actually. One of the largest upgrades we've ever seen. Aside from, I guess, me leaving the US at some point. But, like, it's hard to legally immigrate somewhere. So that's why I'm thinking of just doing this shit illegally. Just jumping on the next plane I see and not coming home. Letting nature take its course at that point. It'll be the government's job to deal with me, not mine. But no, it's also because, like, I've got a good deal coming up on my 1 condo. So I want to live here because I'm about to be a homeowner. But yeah, no, my honest plans for the 4th of July is just enjoy a day off. I don't feel like going out to see fireworks and all the festivities. I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling very patriotic this year. Does anybody have any possible reasons as to why that could be? That's right, it's because I didn't watch enough Asmongold anti-woke content. A homo or homeowner? I didn't hear you. Well, I feel like I'm already qualified enough to be a homo. I don't know what else you need to do for it, but I feel like that one I've got my qualifications in order. But I am going to be a homeowner soon. I mean, a condo owner, but it's a condo that I will own and be able to sell for a profit at some point upon leaving. And you say, why a profit? Well, because it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, so, like, it better be a profit after the work I'm going to be putting into it. I know. Who would have thought he's able to fix a house? Yeah, my dad's a contractor. But, like, I'm going to be there holding the flashlight for him. That's pretty much my goal in this one. Oh, fuck. Fixer-upper from holy shit, Balatro moment, I think. That was the one that first came to mind. Was Fixer-upper in Balatro, or am I thinking of something else? With your shaky ass hands? Okay, first of all, they're normal hands. They have nothing to do with my anus. Thank you. Second of all, yeah. From Bazaar. Ah, fuck, that's what it was. You're right. Bazaar has, unfortunately, I'm sure you could guess, it's been a little bit uninstalled from my computer. I don't really watch or play the game anymore. All right, well, welcome to the party. Dude, it was honestly, it was the fact that the game never got big enough of a casual audience that killed the game for me. The kinds of people you were fighting were meta min-maxing so hard. The first couple weeks of it going live were so fun because there were a bunch of new players. But then the fact that the horrible monetization combined with the fact that they just were not listening to what people were asking for, the game didn't stand a chance at that point. Turns out, not listening to anybody and being very headstrong and not being able to say I was wrong can be bad. How's Pirate Software doing? Just kind of like random non sequitur that I just thought about. So I'm not saying the words not being able to admit when you're wrong really made me think of a certain somebody. So, that's me. You seem trustworthy. Okay. What MLM you got for me? Do you need a new kitchen knife? These ones are actually, like, really solid. But yeah, I honestly think my number one issue with Bazaar was they just kept forcing... They just kept forcing more and more quick builds to be the meta, when Bazaar was at its absolute worst when you couldn't play a build. I'll give you a wheel of cheese for about 15 bucks. So, this is gonna be really stupid when I say it out loud. What's that rind on cheese? Because, like, I'm sure you've seen it. When they have a fresh block of Parmesan, they gotta absolutely, like, they take it all to it and break in. What is it made of? Because they need something to split it in half before it can open. It can't be that hard. Like, this might just be my ego talking, but I feel like I could probably snap open a cheese wheel with 2 hands. It just doesn't seem like it's designed for you to eat it. It's a pack of Baby Bell cheese. The Baby Bell cheese wax. There's something about it they did right. I don't know what it is, but I don't, if they ever change from having the wax around the cheese, I feel like the company goes under. It's like half the reason people are still buying. Baby Bell cheese tastes like absolute garbage. Yeah, that's why the wax around it is like, they can't get rid of it. Because that's why people like it. They like to make little wax orbs out of it. And I'm not just speaking for myself, because it was my little brother who did it, not me. Also, yesterday I did play 1 round of the title update against one of the new monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds. I played versus Seregios, and then I turned off the game. And you might say, wow, that must mean that, like, he was really hard. No, I killed him, and then I looked at the switch axe I could make, because it's the exact same switch axe I'm using right now, right? The Oxa switch axe. They changed it to a dragon file instead of a power file, and I got really upset, so I turned off the game. I was like, they're doing it wrong. They don't understand. They're not playing right. Baby Bell Slander is crazy. I'm just not a huge fan of it. If I'm gonna just snack on cheese, I buy like the fresh mozzarella cheese to snack on. And also, don't tell me that you can make your own fresh mozzarella cheese if you just buy rennet. I know. I'm way too lazy. I've rationalized within myself that that shit is not happening. Woo! I'm a cheese whore. Nah, for me, I go all the way, all in on, Hold. No, man. The wrong guy is gonna get stuck in here. I can sense it. We might be fine. Trying to, like, stop one of them from jumping in. Well, namely the Great Macau. I really don't want the Great Macau to fall in here. This cuckoo is tiny. Okay, there we go. Fucker, come on. And cheese blocks are better for the same price. I don't even like cheese that much. Well, I mean, that could probably be why you don't like Baby Bell that much. Because I don't think it's offensively bad. I do think it's not my cheese of choice, though. I'm definitely going for fresh mozzarella over a Baby Bell any day. But I think that that's just a rational thing to want. Because one is definitely a far better quality than the other, okay? Flew towards the mountaintop. Let's just go the long way round. There used to be a whole cup song all about having your ticket for the long way round. You wouldn't believe what 2 bottles of whiskey would do. You guys ever learn the cup song? I never, like, had the drive for it. I'm more of a cheddar and mozzarella guy. That's what I'm saying. The fresh mozzarella goes crazy, and that's why I don't like Baby Bell that much. Like, I don't think it's offensively bad. I don't think if somebody had it out, I'd go, I can't eat this slop. However, compared to fresh mozzarella, you just can't beat it, unfortunately. It's too good. Oh. Check this shit out. Don't want to see a cuckoo fall over. Hit him with one of these. There we go. That's huge. Baby Bell is a questionable brand. The cheese is incredibly mid. The flavors all taste the same. My theory is they have the same cheese in different packaging. That part I have to agree with. I do not think anybody has ever noticed any of the Baby Bell flavor changes. They all do taste exactly the same. Like, you can taste the same preservatives and mix in each and every one. At least from what I've had. I've had, like, the white one, the red one, the blue one. All of those are the exact same flavor. That's definitely Cuckoo Shard. Dude, sharded? Poor guy. Cuckoo Cortex. But thankfully, I've lessened my cheese spending. It was getting out of hand. Waking up in a cold sweat surrounded by mozzarella, cheddar, and Gouda. What have I fucking done? Blowing through my kids' college fund just to get one of the Parmesan fresh cheese wheels so I can cook my pasta in the center of it. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God, he's not going to be an astrophysicist anymore, man. Oh, he's going to have to go get a real degree instead. Cheese slut. Held a message for reason. Bullying. Yeah. You know what? I'm agreeing with Autobot on this one. I prefer the term whore. And you will use my preferred terms while you're here. Otherwise, I get to rule with an iron fist. All right, send the item box. So what are these? Horns coin. All right, Cuckoo Oracle. Sure. Time Worn Charm, some spheres, some monster bones, and some splendid beak stuff. I'll take that. I'll take that. Cheese whore. Hold on, I got to allow that one. Dude, I should have denied the first one. That would have been better comedy. But I'm worried if I click deny, it'll like ban you. Because I'm saying, hey, what this person said is so unacceptable, I don't want them in my chat. And I've only ever banned 2 people. And both of them were trying to bait me into saying the N-word. Which is like, guys, you don't have to bait me. I'll do it for free. No, I'm kidding. Locked in. Hold on. Let me just say this one real quick. And this one goes out to all the haters. Might have banned a main and a burner account. So if it was a main and a burner account, that's some insane dedication because it was over a year difference between them. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying at that point, I gotta respect the grind. That's something else. That's something insanely different from what I thought. Sawbill axe. We can make the Cuckoo's best axe up here. 200 attack. It's not bad, but I would need more conflagrant sacks. My sack's already pretty conflagrant. Now we could look towards making these. Damn, it goes kind of insane. Because when we get attack and fire attack, and you might say, what about the negative in defense? What about it, huh? What aboutism? With username or a word? Well, so, okay, so one of them asked me to play Kanye's one song about loving a certain dictator from 1940s Germany. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to play that one. And then he was like, how about you play the Rappin' for Jesus, which if you don't know is an iconic conflagrant sex. And it was conflagrant sax. Thank you. And then they said, okay, then just play Rappin' for Jesus instead. And if you don't know, Rappin' for Jesus, of course, has the guy say, my crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. I'm sure you can imagine the kinds of words you can rhyme with that one. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to play that on stream either. And then both times he was like, what aboutisming afterwards? And I was like, all right, man, I'm just going to... Well, I didn't ban him. I muted him so he couldn't talk in chat. Which is the equivalent of a Twitch ban, but it's like one was on YouTube and one was on Twitch. I guess I've technically banned people who have tried to view bot. But I don't view them as people. I view them as heroes. Did you guys see that one? There was a streamer who said that he was view botting, and he was like, why would I not view bot? It just gets you so many more views for free. And like, it was while he was on the front page of Twitch, and Twitch was just kind of like chill with that. Which was just kind of like, it was just kind of insane to me, I guess. I wasn't ready for them to just be fully allowing somebody on the front page to say something like that. And then they didn't even give him like a 1-day ban. They didn't even give him the Hassan and Asmongold slap on the wrist. I mean, we gotta buy some raw meat. Let's get ourselves 30 more raw meat and then get a rife roast going. Dude, I always think those bans are so funny when it's one of the large streamers, because I'm like, all right, See you in 24 hours, man. Sometimes it's not even. Like, I remember there was one time they banned Hassan when he had a day off, and then he just came back the next day unbanned. Like, okay, you did it, man. You really showed them what for. You really, I mean, obviously I know why they do it, right? The two of them drawing way too much money for Twitch to ever realistically do anything about any actions they would take. They would have to live do something horrible. I'm waiting for the day you get emotes, because when you do, I'm immediately making you a rack twerk emote. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I don't have emotes is because ads are cringe, and I hate the pre-rolls, because the only way to stop pre-rolls is running ads in another sense, and, like, if this was the side hustle I was doing to try and, like, make money, I would probably... Am I rolling slow? Am I, like, heavy rolling? Or have I just not played in a while and I'm used to faster games? But I know you can technically just run ads and then it sets off the pre-rolls for anybody else who's coming in, but then I'd have to run ads instead, and that's also cringe. Who are we after here? A Ketcha Watcha? Okay, well, he's probably just like monkeying around. People say he's monkeying around, but he's too busy singing to get anybody down. Bro, my phone doesn't recognize the sight of me smiling. That's so sad. That's... Honestly, that's AI trying to tell you that you need to smile more. But anyways, now I can transition this perfectly into, like, can we kill AI with hammers? I'm not even someone who's like, I'm not ready for the future of AI. No, man. I'm getting tired of AI making everything worse. If they were improving anything with AI, then I could see, okay, well, maybe, you know, we shouldn't put the cart before the horse here. We should appreciate the good things that it's doing. That's just not even happening, though. I start up Outlook, and they go, do you want Copilot, your Microsoft AI, to help you write this email? And I'm like, not even a little bit, man. No. Because you don't know the information I'm talking about. Because this is very client-to-client basis. So there's no shot you could write this. This isn't something where you can just read their email and respond back. I need to actually think of a response in order to inform somebody of what is happening. I can't just be like, sounds great, hope the kids are good, smile. Also, if you need AI to write an email, that's kind of also psychotic. Now, I understand if you don't want to write the same exact email 47 times, where it's just like, we have received this as a ticket and we are adding it into our system. Okay, sure. That one I can understand, but even then you can just have like an automated message when somebody emails you. You still don't need AI. So even in the situation, I'm trying to be very charitable to AI. The whole time, all I can think of is, no, I'm still right. Fuck that. It's just not changing anything for me. It's the integrations into everything that really pisses me off. Like when Samsung is going to announce a smart fridge that uses AI, I think that that's probably the final straw for me, you know? Because, like, I don't need AI temperature control. I don't need you to see, oh, it looks like you have lettuce on your bottom floor. We are adjusting the temperature properly for its optimal storing condition. I don't need that, man. I don't need an AI assistant texting me, well, it looks like you ran out of milk. Uh-oh, someone's got to run to the store. Especially because they're going to be all cute with it. They're going to be like, your Samsung smart assistant has noticed you're out of milk. Don't say that, man. Just, like, pop up a reminder if you're going to do it that says you're out of milk. I don't need to hear like, oh man, Gwimblet doesn't know. That's not what I don't know. I'm just getting so tired of the forced, everything's including forced AI, especially Google searches, man. Those ones piss me off the most. If your first pop-up is try AI mode, no, I'm not gonna do that because AI tells me shit like, they got the name cockroach because they burrow their ways into people's cocks. That's just not true. I've tried. I would know. I'm an expert on this. Also, hi, Koki. How's it going? I'm having a good day. But yeah, no, I'm getting so sick of it, man. I already know that Uber Eats is about to do some stupid ass, what, an AI food suggestion? The answer is obviously no. However, Because it's only gonna suggest ghost kitchens or places that pay more to the Uber Eats shareholders so that they can train the AI, do this first. It's not even gonna be honest, which, surprise. I mean, I guess if Elon Musk can't make a biased AI, well, what has he ever made? Well, he bought Tesla. Okay, I guess that's true. He did buy Tesla, so. The Grok stuff has been so funny to me. Grok might be... I'll give it, yeah, I'll say Grok might be the best AI usage. Why? Because adding an AI that old people start fighting with when it doesn't align with their worldview to a social media that's got 60% old people who can't understand it's an AI they're talking to, that shit is hilarious. Grok is the worst name of all time. You're not gonna catch me disagreeing. Sorry, goofiest name of all time. You're not gonna catch me disagreeing, but I do think the fact that there's like 2014 Reddit humor with how it's named, it adds a lot to me knowing that that's Elon Musk's AI, you know? Like, I wouldn't have expected anything else, but I also wouldn't have expected him to do it. And here we are. Grok sounds like he just crawled out of the cave, you know? Like, you'll say, Grok, I discovered fire, and Grok's gonna pop off for that one, because it's not a discovery he ever thought he'd be around for. He thought he had to still wait for Prometheus. Choose your side. Who brought fire to humans, Prometheus or Grok? We all know it's one of the two. Dude, I'd be a little pissed off if I was a caveman, though. And, like, I had to work day and night, day in, day out, do all that I possibly could in order to rub two sticks together to possibly get a spark going for fire. And then meanwhile, some random dude in Greece just gets gifted it by the gods. I'd be pissed off. Does Salt have a Discord? I do. I very rarely use it, but it does exist. Do a flip. Fucking every day of my life, I'm trying to. Congratulations on being the #1 top fan, by the way. It's a new feature YouTube's implementing over there. I know it was probably pretty hard for you to take that title, so this comment will probably get overlooked. Oh, wait, that's my message. Whoa. Wait, who's that humorous guy who wrote a little tongue-in-cheek message like that? We should all give him head. I mean, I think he deserves it. I don't know. Non-biased source over here. We should all, like, get naked and oiled up together or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with fun bonding activities, man. Don't shoot the messenger. Everyone was thinking it. I'm just the one who had the balls to say it. By the way, the Ketchup Watch, I kind of ain't shit. Oh, yeah. Am I famous cool? Yeah, kind of. Salty-ass server. I know. When you join in, if you join in, be warned of the last message. Which is to say, I don't know when it was sent. In fact, nobody does. I don't even know if I have that set up on YouTube. I think I technically have Nightbot set up over there. I just don't have Nightbot say anything. Because I think the most depressing thing is going into a small streamer's chat where the chat is 85% Nightbot messages. Like, it just makes me feel bad for them. It almost coerces me into typing, even though I normally don't type much when I watch streams, just because I'm like, you need the dub. I know you keep looking over because there's a new message, and every time it's like, are you guys having fun? If so, join it. And it's like on a 20-minute timer, and every 20 minutes, that's exactly what it says. And I don't flame them for it, by the way, but that's why I don't let Nightbot say anything unless spoken to in this chat. I don't want him controlling the whole chat. He'll become my #1 top fan, man. And then we can say AI really is taking over. Fine. Just gonna get completely battered. Ooh, we're getting carded. Never mind. We're chilling. We're chilling. Well, at least buy me a shawarma first. I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't know what shawarma is. I only know it from the Avengers movies, which is probably the saddest way to know it of all time. Like, obviously it's cuisine. Have more character. because I'm no rap VTuber guy. No, look, I love small streamers. I just feel bad when somebody has Nightbot going and every time they look over, it's just Nightbot talking. I feel bad for them. Not like, oh, look at this poor dumb idiot. I just kind of like, I know you're putting your all in. Well, sometimes. If I can be elitist for a second, does anybody else like notice the kinds of small streamers who look at view count and only talk when there's viewers? Because that kind of pisses me off. In my opinion, you should be streaming for yourself first. And if somebody else shows up, that's like they get in on what you're doing. You know what I mean? I guess what I'm saying is you shouldn't jerk off hoping it becomes sex. You know what you have in front of you and appreciate that. If you can jerk off and then other people show up, that's awesome. But you shouldn't just expect it to become a group activity because you clicked a button. That's my thought. That's why I still play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. As it turns out, most people have already played this game, and I'm one of the only ones over here. Don't jerk your own peener. If you do, nobody shows up, and you'll be sad and jerking your own peener. Unless, of course, you're satisfied with that. Okay, I'm sorry, but that food is mine. I was talking about jerking off. I don't know which one you're talking about. And you lost me? Damn, the analogy wasn't good enough. So in other words, you should all circle jerk. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that, like, you've been eating shrimp with the wimps. Get ready to eat some lobster with the mobsters. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some people say it as lobster with the monsters. I hate that. You should say it with the mobsters 100%. Because mobsters are still fucking awesome, but it actually keeps the lobster rhyme. And like, if we're going lyrical with it, let's go all in. What are you doing over here acting in half measures? But you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is we should all play Icky Cookie together in many ways. Gay Icky Cookie Battle Royale, but the winner is actually, but the one gay guy at the Battle Royale comes first because he wants to eat the cookie so bad, you know what I mean? It's truly like an Icarus flying too close to the sun type moment. Catch it watching, can you just like stop fighting, man? No offense to you, it's just, I don't really think this fight's been getting much of anywhere. I don't know what you guys have been thinking. I just kind of feel like Catch a Watch is getting a little bit caught in many ways. His phallic trunk does kind of off-put me at times. Beef? Okay, well. Oh yeah, by the way, I believe it's all but confirmed now, so I guess I can say it out loud. I believe me, Derp, Hope, and Joe. Sorry. Hope, Derp, Joe, and I will be playing Peak on Saturday for a collab stream. And it's going to be like earlier for me going live. It's probably going to be around normal Derp times for stream. But there's going to be at least my point of view and Derp's. So you'll have more to watch from. You don't just have to see the world through my lenses, my biased lenses. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I would never be biased. I asked myself in the mirror if I was, and I didn't think so. Damn. Poor guy is stumbling and tripping. He is oiled up. Poor guy. Ever played any Metal Gear Solid games? Boy, have I played Metal Gear Solid 5 and watched people play some of the other games, but not all of them, and also watch people do lore breakdowns of them. And the more lore breakdowns I watch, the less I feel I know. Because I'm like, wait, so is this one liquid, solid? Is this one like a clone? So which one's Big Boss? Okay, so now you gotta, hold on. So we're getting to Ocelot now. Wait a minute. Oh, I also played a bit of, the, what's it called, Revengeance? The one that has Raiden as the main character. Because when I was 13, I thought Raiden was the coolest character in the fucking world. And then, I can tell you right now, as a 24-year-old man, I was correct. You can call it a lucky guess, but I got that shit right. Hideo Kojima, for real, bro, should be cloned. We cannot lose such a mind. Well, luckily there's Death Stranding too, guys. So if you're really looking for another Strand type game, absolutely wonderful news for you guys. I've yet to ever see anything on Death Stranding aside from I heard the first game has a character named Die Hard Man. And once I learned Die Hard Man was in the game, I mean, it kind of like, look, it's an awesome name, but I didn't know how much I wanted to do past that. Get grouped in 2 games twice. I don't know. See, because like I said, I played it when I was like 13. So I don't really remember much. My snake is solid. Damn. Your girl's is liquid. I understand what you're trying to say here. We're going to make a big boss together. I got you. Yeah, and you can hear the words they say. Oh man, I fucking love Invisible by Duran Duran and all the Metal Gear Solid edits. It's so funny. Every single time I lose it at like, I'll be watching a TikTok, my eyes glazed over as it's some clip from a show I would have never watched for as long as I lived. And it's the most engrossing thing I've ever seen. I'm watching 30 seconds pass, a minute passes, I'm getting invested in the characters. Then somebody will say something like, that plan seems solid. And then the whole video cuts and all I can just hear, you can hear the words they say, when my memory's gone. And I stand at attention and salute. And it's not just me who stands at attention, all right? My little guy down, my large, big man downstairs stands at attention as well. Almost implied something I shouldn't. What about Dexter? It's pretty cool. I kind of missed out on that era of TV. Supernatural, Dexter, House. What was the other one? One Piece for White Women, Grey's Anatomy. I kind of missed out on all of those. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't really know. I'm sure some people hated it. What do we got with this one? Wow. 36 whole armor? Ah, you shouldn't have. And I don't mean that as a good thing. Yeah, you can tell I put up my finger. You can tell I hit one of those actually type poses. When we go with the Genpray, Paralysis Thunder, dude, can I just get like something good? No? Alright, well, I mean, you know, at least I asked. What do we have going on with these ones? This would be Fire Attack 7. I mean, that's not bad. We could also get this going on. Pyrocynical loves a man who's built like this. You can just tell. We could just go for the attack on Kutku, or, and I know this has never been done before by anybody who's played Monster Hunter, what if instead I waited to get the crab armor in high rank? Or sorry, in G rank. And in the meantime, I just take all of my damage in one hit. This one will probably give us a new ingredient, so I'm down. Experimentation is kind of like what leads us to new culinary insights, so... I already took out the potions. That's it. Got it. 28-year-old man, mind you. Yeah. You're almost old. Almost. You've still got 2 more years left in you. I've got a theory about turning 30 that I'm going to test once I turn 30, which is, I think the idea of turning 30 is worse than turning 30. Because the way I view it, right? You're 28 and 29 and you're stressing out about the fact that your life's over because you're old. But then I think you hit 30 and it kind of like is, and maybe I'll be wrong, by the way. We'll see. I could be incorrect. But I think you'll hit 30 and then realize that it was all mental and you're still the exact same dude. Like you just wake up one day and you're like, oh yeah, I guess I'm 30 now. I'm talking about Pyro. Oh, okay. Damn, he is old. All right, since it's not you, I'll say it. Mind you, it's only a 4-year age gap, but I'm clinging to those 4 years for now. But yeah, I think 25 is when you really start to be like, no, there's no way I'll never be 30. And hey, maybe you'll join the 27 club. I can't really say that for sure, but I think then once you hit 30, it's just kind of like a, oh damn, this is the exact same thing I've done every single day. I'm still gonna just like wake up, go to my 9 to 5 and continue on with my day from there. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, all I want when I hit 40 or 30 is to keep my hair. That's all that matters. Dude, my hairline is running away. It's so fucked up. It's a fucked up world we live in. And then I was talking to my dad about it, and he was like, yeah. Well, so my dad still has a head of hair, but it is very thin on the top in front, and that's exactly where mine is thinning. And he was like, yeah, it's gonna be really thin for the rest of your life. And I was like, that's fucked up. He's like, but you'll never go bald. I might as well. Which is why I'm desperately trying to put all of my stat points into facial hair as quick as I can. It's not working out yet. It's taken me about 8 weeks to grow the world's most pathetic mustache. But just wait, because like 8 more weeks, and then it will be the world's most within reason mustache. You know what I mean? Like, people will look at it and go, oh, he's trying to grow one. And little will they know, this is already 4 months of work. And they'll have no clue that this is already my magnum opus and I'm at the peak. They'll be over here saying, yeah, one day, not knowing the day has already came. Much like me. I wish I had a catchphrase like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. Because, like, doing one-liners like that, I understand why he hit that bazinga. That must have felt so good after each one-liner. I know he was loving that shit. Now, granted, actually, wait, isn't it based to, like, The Big Bang Theory now? Or is it only based to, like, young Sheldon and still cringe to, like, The Big Bang Theory? I don't know where we ended up on this in society. Because I know for a very decent period of time, people are like, young Sheldon is actually good. I don't know if that's still the common consensus. I always kind of found it hard to believe. Just because, how could a prequel show about Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory be good? But I also never watched Young Sheldon, so like, maybe I was missing out on Kino. Please censor the job slur for unemployed people. Sorry, I said it again. Look, it's one of the only slurs I'm allowed to say because I have a job, so I'm gonna flex that muscle, all right? Lord knows I can't say the N-word. If you couldn't tell by my voice, I might be a white guy. I'm sorry, jump scare. So since I'm employed, I'm gonna use the job word all I can. It's the only time I'm on the in crowd. The handsome Squidward glow up won't save you. So you're saying I shouldn't bash my head into a door 30 times? Jury's out on that currently. That'll be up to me to decide. Holy. I mean, get completely dodged. That's just gotta hurt. Ah, shit. What the fuck was he doing? He was just aura farming me? What kind of fucker does that, man? I mean, clearly him. Hold on. Yeah, put a warning next time. I'm sorry. I gotta let that shit rip off cooldown, okay? I get it now. I get what it's like to be on the inside. Show you what it feels like. Well, I guess that one's now I'm on the outside. Whatever. Dude, I feel so stupid. Only recently put together that the one song, I'm Good, was a remake of I'm Blue. And I'm sure everybody is hearing this right now. Like, there's no shot you just put that together. Dude, I guess I never really thought about it because I thought I'm Good was just kind of like pop slop. I never realized that it was remaking one of the classics. It definitely does not hit nearly as hard as I'm Blue, by the way. Like, I'm Blue definitely just, it has its own aura to it that I'm Good will never manage to hit. And if you go, I don't know if I know I'm good, you do. It's the I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Best freaking night of my life. It's something like that. I don't remember it 100% because it just doesn't hit like I'm blue. And I think that's why I never realized it, is because I liked one and not the other as much. Now, you could argue that I only liked I'm Blue because they played it at bowling alleys while I was a child. Yeah, obviously. So what do you think, dude? That's also why I loved Mr. Brightside and... what's the other one I'm thinking of? Fuck, there was another song that my bowling alley absolutely loved playing. Oh, well, that's also where I first heard Crazy Frog, was at my bowling alley. Ever heard of Black Hole Sun? Oh, absolutely. Black Hole Sun, won't you come? Yeah, no, I know that one. I haven't listened to it that much. It's recently been added to the playlist, though. It's recently added to my editing playlist. My editing playlist consists of songs exactly like Black Hole Sun and White Woman Pop from 2011. Which is, dare I say, when it peaked. I'm granted not a white woman, so I can't speak to it 100%. From an outsider perspective, that was absolutely culturally where it peaked. There was also, I got a good bit of Outkast on there, some classic Outkast stuff on there, because it's just like, I need that kind of energy when I'm editing. It gets me so in the moment, woo, to edit. And like, I could look for new music, because a lot of what I have on there is very old. But the thing about it is it's so hard to find good new songs on Spotify. Spotify might be the single worst app of all time for discovering music. Because my DJ will hit me with like some, I'm gonna hit you with something you have never heard of before. This is gonna be what really changes everything. And then they hit me with some, woo, hold on. Some like Blink 182 or some Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I'm like, dude, of course I know them. There's a reason they aren't on the playlist though. I'm not saying, damn. Gets my cock cleaned twice. Old. Mr. Krabs is going a little wild today. All right, we're chilling. He's out of here. If I wasn't to do Mr. Krabs, I would donate. Do I even have a donate set up? I don't think I do. Are you able to donate on you? Well, I guess like that sounds like I'm trying to scam you into giving you. Wait, actually, are you able to donate like $150 and maybe even put in your credit card information and maybe tell a friend to do the exact same? Hold on a second. On a busted old car, tried to renew it. It's still in my garage. Dude, one of my uncles had this car from like 1987, I think, that he just had sitting outside without a tarp on it or anything. Just sitting there. Absolutely collecting mold, dust. It was rotting through in front of my grandmother's house, right? He tried to sell it to my little brother and was like, it's gonna take a little bit of work, but it'll be fine. I'm not even kidding. When we opened that car door, I honestly thought we discovered a new type of virus. The way the spore cloud left was not something I could have possibly predicted would happen. It was like a puff. Luckily, we were wearing our masks and stuff, but man. I mean, I just don't know. Woo. I don't know what they were thinking, saying that they would sell it. They should have been lucky if we would have taken it for free. Because nobody else would pay for that. You were trying to hand a bioweapon to my little brother. The type of shit that, like, killed... It was probably the bubonic plague, honestly. The shit that wiped out half of Europe. Yeah, that was exactly what was festering in there when we opened it up. And he was like, I'll give it to you for a good price. Yeah, free, I hope, man. This man belongs on an actually good podcast. I just see, like, podcasts scare me, though. Because what are you supposed to do when there's no visual stimulation in front of you? You know? I'd be on a podcast that plays Subway Surfer clips the whole time. Because then when there's a little bit of a lull in conversation or any moment of silence, everybody can just lock in and go, ooh, look, he's outrunning the fat guy behind him who's a police officer, which really gets, I mean, it really gets the attention span going. As today I posted one of my longest form shorts, and before I posted it, I said to myself, understand that this is going to perform horribly because nobody is going to stay past the first 30 seconds. It's too cooked. I can't expect somebody who's browsing TikTok to stop for 2 minutes, but I thought it was a funny moment, so I wanted it chronicled. I thought it was a funny little story. Woo! Damn. Please open that car again. I need COVID 2.0. Yeah, fucking you and the rest of the gaming industry. Dude, our microtransaction sales are down and we just don't understand. It's like people aren't playing video games 14 hours a day anymore. It's almost as though when people have to go back outside again, the gaming market's gonna suffer. That's so strange how that happens. Unless, of course, you're Fortnite, but like, that's not fair, all right? They have Bob's Burgers in there. How is a millennial supposed to resist? Not perfectly dodge that and yet still get my cock clean. Curious. Curious, Daimo Hermitar. Curious, I say. I don't even know what happened to that car. I remember it had its bottom underneath the steering wheel on the driver's side. The floor was completely rotted and rusted through, which I know he said it would just be a little bit of work. And I'm not, hey. I'm not someone who's like, hold on, a car guy or anything. So maybe I'm misinformed, but it does seem as though the entire floor of your car being broken would cost a smidgen to repair, especially if it's a car from the 1980s. But again, I mean, like, look, I don't know my difference between a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Corvette. That's actually, like, probably true. I think you could put all of them in front. My best car knowledge comes from GTA, and even then it was mainly people in my high school telling me that this car is awesome, and then I'd look at it and I'd be like, it kind of looks like the other cars, and they'd be like, no, man. This one's got it's like a double layered spoiler in the back. The other one very clearly only has one part to the spoiler. Also, if you look at the headlights, this one's fragmented into having 4 headlights, 2 on each side, whereas the other one only has 2 headlights, but they're larger up front. So, like, that's why there's a $2 million price difference between them. Also, this one's yellow. I guess I've just never been much of a car guy. As a kid, there was this one guy I was friends with would always point out what brands were what. Even now as an adult, I don't even know if I know every brand. It took me a shockingly long time to recognize that Honda and Hyundai were different companies. I thought that it was just like a regional thing. You called them one or the other depending on where you were from. Of course, now you're a rag guy. He's got a good point. If I was a car guy, I'd be saying like ka-chow and trying to win the Piston Cup. He knows cars, Ball. What are your thoughts on the Switch 2? Personally, getting mugged seems nicer than paying Nintendo. So, like, that's what I'm playing this on. But look, it was because my boss told a friend he was going to buy a Switch 2 from them, and then my boss proceeded to spend all of his disposable income on Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards, and so he offered for me to buy it off of him because he was like, I need to get rid of it. Because his wife was going to be really mad at him if he spent all that money on, you know what I mean? So, like, I bailed him out, okay? My honest thoughts on the Switch 2, I was going to wait probably, like, at least half a year. No, I'd likely have bought one when the new Pokemon game came out because I'm, like, a little glutton who, while understanding I'm getting ripped off, will then also stand in line and say, please, Nintendo, one more time. But hey, at least I got the version that came with Mario Kart Tour, or World, sorry, that's what it's called, not Tour. Tour is their gacha game, I think. Tour was also the one where they put like 85% of its maps in Mario Kart 8 to make everybody who bought the pass fucking pissed off about the fact that they bought a pass for old courses to come back, and then they just went, how about a bunch of shitty ass courses nobody ever asked for? Did you pay for the tutorial stuff or whatever they call it? That would be a fucking fire stream, dude. Going through the Nintendo welcome tour. Holy. Learning that my Joy-Cons can indeed rumble and being like, whoa, wait. Oh, now my wife doesn't have to go to chat anymore. I can help her out with the HD rumble feature. Yes. Dude, that would go crazy. But no, I did not. I thought $10 for that was almost a more egregious scam than the price of the $80 games. Like, I gotta hand it to them. They know how to make a problem not seem like a problem. Because an $80 game does seem like nothing compared to the fact that I have to pay $10 for them to rattle my controller around. This button works when I press it. I know they got tutorials in there that are like, the joystick is actually made of a stick that brings joy. That's why you're able to move it around and Mario reacts. Because he's happy you're sticking joy to him. And you guys didn't charge $400 for this? Did you know with mouse controls, we have an IR camera on here that allows it to work almost like a computer mouse? No way! Whoa, you're telling me a mouse works like a mouse? Holy shit. He ran away again. What about the camera stuff? Oh, you mean like... I'm talking about, No, I didn't buy the camera that came with it. I just bought the $500 Nintendo Switch off of him, which already was a lot. Now, I think that's the part that I personally feel is the most over-exaggerated with the Switch 2 hate. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of reasons to not like Nintendo, and I get it. I still think they're one of the better AAA publishers out there, but that's more of an indictment of the fact that almost every other AAA publisher really fucking sucks, because Nintendo does a little bit less than the bare minimum, and yet I still view them in higher regards than like Activision, Ubisoft, EA. And all they're doing is slightly less than the bare minimum, because the others are doing way less than the bare minimum. But no, I didn't buy any of the camera attachments or anything. That would go insane, a stream with the camera attachment on. Real-time reactions to me getting blue shelled in Mario Kart for the 14th time in the past 5 minutes. That would go, hold. Weaves? Oh my god, I thought I was about to fucking eat shit and die. Alright. Just stay behind him. No one knows what to do when taking it from behind this hard. Trust me, I've been there before, Daimo Hermitar. You and I are kindred spirits. My DS can last up to 12 hours, yet the newest console can't last too. I blame that on the fact that like graphics are getting way too good. Anyways, yeah, the part I think is the most overblown about the Switch 2 hate is the $450 price tag being too astronomical. I think $450 for a console in modern era is not that bad. I just think it's the fact that there's $80 games on top of a $450 console where I'm like, the pricing is egregious. That's where I'm 100% like, it's very egregious. Because you're already spending $450 for an upgraded version of the console that you had before. Which, again, I get it. It's a new system. I don't think $450 for a new console on release. Now, Nintendo, I would love to see you ever put it on sale. I know you didn't with the Switch 1, so it'd be kind of fucking awesome. I guess technically there were Black Friday sales across the US like 2 years after its launch, and I'm assuming more so after that, but like, I wasn't really keeping up with MSRP of a Nintendo Switch 1. As it turns out, there's almost no reason to, so. Also, that's why G-Rank ain't shit. I could do this with my eyes closed and both hands tied behind my back. Which is strangely enough the position your mother was in last night. Anyways. Consensually. All right. Whew. That word came in to like save everything. It's like legally when you just say allegedly. That shit came in and saved the whole day. It was Superman. Switch 2 is $630 Canadian. That's absurd. That one is, I 100% agree with that. That's fucking crazy. Look, I say it's almost worth the $450 US, but once they have more games and or options on it, even if it is indie games, I'll take it, right? Once it has more games and options, I could see it being worth $450. $630 is gonna be rough, because like, if it's $630 Canadian for that, it's gotta be like 100 Canadian for the games, right? Like, obviously, I know there's a currency conversion. It's like, well, you know, it's probably somewhat reasonable. I gotta just like, look. When I see that people pay less in euros than I pay in US dollars, that shit makes my blood boil. Like, when I see Europeans posting, oh, no, the new Borderlands game is gonna be 65 pounds, and I'm over here paying 70 US dollars. That shit pisses me off. Oh, it makes me mad. Okay, we don't need anything here. Let me get my order items, view inbox, send to... Okay, we're chilling. We're gonna need some more honey soon. I mean, whatever. If I really need honey, I'll just play Honey Pop. Hit game. Dude, so there was a game that me and my friends were looking at because it popped up during the Steam summer sale. I don't remember exactly what its name is. $700 for a Switch 2 and Mario Kart. That's absurd. No, if you're in Canada, you should, in Minecraft, kill Nintendo, I think. But make sure it is in Minecraft. But Switch 2 is 2K plus the Mario game. Yeah, I mean, like, Mario games are... It's so rough, because Mario games are really good. But the fact that you do need to buy a Switch in order to play them, because there's no way you could ever play Nintendo games on your PC, guys. Make sure we're in agreement with that, because otherwise Nintendo will kill me. Wow, so I didn't say hi. HP, sorry, hi, hello, welcome in. Whoa, hey, how's it going? All right, there we go. Secured. Streaming secured. That's absurd. It is. No, that's, I mean, yeah. But why would we get to play Mario games on PC? Yeah, there's been no way to do that at all. And there's not, I don't even want you to look into like anything like Citra or anything like that. No, too late, you're out of the will. Fuck, man. This is why you gotta treat your rich people around you nicely. Not for their benefit, for yours. When my grandmother wins the lottery and all of a sudden I'm the most involved grandson in her life. You know, Grandma, I've always felt a kindred spirit connection between you and I. You can legally. I mean, like, legally you could look up about emulators, but you could not play one, guys. So don't emulate Nintendo stuff. It makes them sad. So I gotta make sure you understand why you can look up stuff about it. You can't do it. And that'd be, you're not allowed. I checked with Nintendo. They said no. They made a tisk tisk noise at me. I guess we can capture a Tetsukabra. How hard could it possibly be? And while we're on the subject, like, how bad could I possibly be? Where are we going? Jungle Frontier? Jungle Frontier's easy. There's nothing to worry about here. There's a walk in the park. Take 2 traps, bunch of trank bombs, and we're on our way. Funny you mentioned Citra. I've been playing for you. Well, you're hold on. I don't know what the terms of service are on promoting emulators. With that said, dude, Monster Hunter 4U is an absolute banger of a game. And this is gonna sound weird. I think that part of the reason I'm more hopeful for Wilds than I was for World. Now, World ended up being, according to a bunch of people, a really good game. I never went back with Iceborne, and I was a little bit bored of World from my first playthrough after I was done base game. So I can't really form a full opinion on it, because I heard the Fatalis fight in Iceborne really changed a lot of people's minds. I never experienced that, so I can't judge it 100%. But anyways, The reason I've got a lot of hope for Wilds is because it feels like Wilds is just a love letter to 4 Ultimate, because they keep incorporating stuff from 4 as part of their huge updates and title drops and stuff. And so I'm very excited for the direction they're going to take Wilds in. Now, unfortunately, Wilds doesn't actually release for another like 6 or 7 months, because right now we're still just waiting on content every single day. I have a rich friend, they got $300 for every A they got in their report card. That's crazy. If I didn't get an A, I got yelled at. Can we get like a little bit of fairness going on? The one time I ever got a C, you thought I would like I would become homeless. In fact, I thought it too. I have a rich friend. She was trying to date this guy, and she bought him a motorcycle for his birthday. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I see people do expensive gifts like that, I feel like you're almost saying stay in a relationship with me because of the monetary value I provide, not because of the person that I am. And I'm not saying you can't get somebody nice gifts. I'm just saying if it's like really early on, it almost feels guilt trippy. Like, you wouldn't leave right after I bought you this with this much value behind it, right? That would make you the bad person. And no one wants to be a bad person. Except for, all right, insert your least favorite politician here. I'll let this one be a little bit of a Mad Lib where you as the viewer get to decide who that joke was about. You're welcome. It's a bribe, yeah. Yeah. Hey, there's the T-Man in Twitch chat. Or Trudeau. So people in Canada really weren't fucking with Trudeau? I don't really know anything he did. I just saw him like every now and then. And I mainly just knew his name. If you ask me a single Trudeau policy, you know, I'm probably not fucking with him either, because I don't know anything he did. Instead of fixing the game, they just drop a new monster in underwater combat. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm pretty decent because I'm playing it on PS5. So I haven't really had the performance issues. I'm not saying they're not an issue, by the way. They absolutely should be resolved. It's a $70 game. Capcom should get on that shit instantly. But for me, that hasn't really affected my gameplay much because my game has never crashed. Just because, like, it seems like Capcom only knows how to make games for console. The fact that the game is even out on PC feels like a happy accident. Okay, we're kind of getting our shit rocked by a big frog. Just drink one of these real quick and then get back in there. And also, the worst part about the underwater combat, it's not even true underwater combat from what I've heard. I haven't actually fought Loggy myself yet, aside from in this game and watching my older brother fight him all the way back when I was a kid and he played 3U, or sorry, not 3U. I think it was just Tri at that time. I don't know. It was whichever one was just on the Nintendo Wii and released in the US. I can't remember which one precisely that was. But I remember watching him fight Loggy there. But me personally, I would see that giant sea monster and get terrified and turn off the console. Sea monsters were my #1 fear as a kid. I assume you didn't see any of the protests against him. No, I know that he was not very popular for re-election, but that's about it. But, you know, when I was a kid, if a game ever had a sea monster in it, I would turn it off, which is why I think that Subnautica might be the worst game for me of all time. Like, if I play it, my heart will stop halfway through. I remember turning off Skyrim because I got hit by a singular mudfish underwater, and taking damage while not being able to see what was underwater scared me so much that I never wanted to play the game again. And honestly, after going back as an older man, I can tell you right now, I didn't miss much. I know that's not a popular opinion. I know a lot of people really like Skyrim. But you know what? A lot of people like a lot of things that I don't like, so. But yeah, and then playing Monster Hunter, I saw Loggy in the water in one of those, like, they do like an early rappel quest where you see Loggy underwater. And that is what made me go, I can't play Monster Hunter Tri. Me as little child baby. So I just went back to fighting Great Jaggies over and over. Had the full Great Jaggy set and the Great Jaggy Greatsword. I was having the time of my life, man. All right, I'm just gonna keep getting hit by everything in the game and not be able to hit him a single time. Nice horn, by the way. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was out of line of me. All right, 1, 2, 3. Then we can go into one of these and finally bring down some pain and miss everything yet again. Can't wait for the Subnautica stream. Just keep waiting. It'll happen. It has to. It has to. Wow. Instantly crudged the rock. Okay, normally he does like 3 or 4 steps with it, but that's fine. Put this away. Get targeted instantly. Bro, this Tetsukabra is starting to piss me off. Mainly because I can't fight him well right now. Okay. Liquid has been consumed. It's all I needed. I needed to wet my whistle once more. Dude, I had somebody deliver me DoorDash on Friday. And you might say, why DoorDash is so expensive? Look, it is, but that's why I got it on Friday, because it was like a little celebration for me, because I had a very crowded and packed work week. So I wanted to order myself something nice, so I got me and my roommate DoorDash, right? And we ordered from this one pizza place. My order consisted of a singular pizza for me, a singular pizza for my roommate, and 1 order of mozzarella sticks that we were to share as a little appetizer, right? I would say a very reasonable order from a pizza place. And so, by the way, also I'll just get completely fucked by Tetsukabra for the 17th time in a row. The most active hitboxes in the world, and he doesn't stop running around. Anyways, so I placed my order, did my tip 20%. 20%, completely reasonable if you ask me. The guy shows up. I've got instructions in there because I live in an apartment complex, even though I find it quite simple. And it has instructions on the door code, where you should leave it, which apartment number it is, all that, because down at the bottom, there's an intercom that doesn't work, so I leave them the door code so that they can walk in. I think simple enough. I think I tipped very appropriately. I get a call from him as he approaches. And he's like, hey, I'm down here. And I'm like, awesome. We're right up here. And he's like, well, you need to come down and get it. That's not verbatim what, like, you should be doing, but that's okay. Sure, I'll get down there and get it. I walk down. He hasn't even pulled up yet when he says I'm down here, by the way. I walked outside. I was able to get on my shoes, walk down the stairs, walk outside of my apartment complex, and he hadn't even pulled up yet. So I disagree on the front that he was there. And then, what he says, when I walk out of the door and meet him at his car to go get my food, is he says, that's a lot of food. Maybe you could up the tip. And I'm like, that's kind of insane. That's a psychotic thing to ask of me. Because all you were carrying was 2 boxes and a little bag on top of it. And the 2 boxes stacked on top of each other. It's the most simple order in the world. If that warranted so much greater of a tip, Domino's delivery drivers would be the richest man on the planet, okay? Because they carry triple that easily, every single order. Nobody ever just orders Domino's and gets 1 pizza. You always do the mix and match deal where you get 2 pizzas for like, or a pizza and a side for $7.99 each. I know how it goes, or I think it's $6.99. I don't remember 100%. Okay, it's been a while since I've ordered. But I know that everyone's hitting that option and they're getting some kind of side with it. Because there's no shot you're going to a place like Domino's without getting an extra side. I know how this works. There's no shot that that's so deserving of an extra tip. Especially when I've already tipped well. That's the part that pissed me off. It's like, if it was one of the times where I thought to myself, because there are a couple times where I go, well, this is a really close place and I'm not getting much, I'm going to down my tip a little bit. If it was one of those times, I'd be like, damn, I've been called out for my actions. I was not called out for my actions. It was just a man who was like, shouldn't I get more money for doing absolutely like what I was paid the correct amount of money to do on a job in which I accepted the order knowing how much the tip was beforehand? That's kind of insane, right? Like, so anyways, that kind of sour, especially because you're not going to follow my instructions on walking up anyways. I had to meet you down there. You didn't even finish doing the job you got paid for and asked for more money. What are you, a fucking Kickstarter campaign? Our game is going to be the most, dude, every time, I can't support Kickstarters anymore because every time I've supported a Kickstarter, the game just doesn't release. And every time they give the same half-assed, game development is really hard. Yeah, obviously it's really hard. That's why you guys set a budget and a price. That's why I didn't set that price. I'm aware it's hard. I've developed not full-fledged games, definitely not. I've only done like Flash games, right? But hey, there were Flash games I've coded from the ground up. Completely unplayable now with the death of Flash, and I don't really know if I preserved them anywhere because it was childhood games that I made. I think the oldest I was when I made one was like 16, I think. So it's been a minute since I've been doing coding. Well, since I've been doing C++ or C# or any of that coding. I code almost every day. Turns out when it's your job to do websites, you do that. But I got to do the boring code of just like change color of a button with CSS. See us in hell? No, not yet. Okay. One more. Oh, baby. Oh, his back leg is broken. I miss Flash games. I think there's something that like preserved a bunch of Flash games. I wonder if I could find any of my games preserved on there. Probably not, because they were all uploaded to like niche-ass websites, because I didn't know how to get any of them officially uploaded to Mini Clip, Not Doppler, Awesome Games. What was it called? It was something like Awesome Games. I saw a shadow fly. So, Sekiro shadows fly twice. It's good, Gypseros. Just in time as always. This Oats always knows exactly when to set up a trap. Best I have now is free itch.io browser games. I know I had a couple on itch. I remember uploading a few on there. I think that was my Game Jam entries were on there. So those ones are really rough because, I mean, I was a solo dev doing a Game Jam. But hey, mine didn't place too horribly, all right? The one I entered in was... There was like 1,800 games by the end of it or something like that. 1,800 games by the end of it. And I got 400 something place. I don't remember exactly the number. But I was pretty happy with that. Because it was my first ever Game Jam I entered was that one. That was my favorite one I did because I had a good idea for it, a good title for it. Thought it was pretty sick. Now, granted, I think some people were just being nice because it was very obvious that it was my first Game Jam. Because there was a lot that needed improvement. And when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, they had to have been nice. But, I mean, there's no shot you're getting a masterpiece when you're talking about a Game Jam anyways. People don't really have time for that. I do miss it. I wish I could do it again, but it's so hard to carve out an entire weekend for it, and you have to. Oh, man. Poor guy pulls it all down, and that's all he's got down there. I can relate. Hey. It's not about the size, Tetsukabra. It's about how we use it. Am I right, man, or am I right? He knows. Weave. And then we get back in there and just keep punishing him. Keep bringing down the Might of Zeus on him. But yeah, no, I kind of wish Flash games stuck around. I don't think the kids are going to have... Like, what do you play now? And I know you're going to say, well, there's all the free mobile games. But, like, those are all way more microtransaction, wanting your money riddled games than the Flash games I grew up on. So I feel a little bit... I feel like kids are going to grow a toxic relationship with gaming because I don't think there's a single game currently that targets kids that doesn't want your money. But when I was a kid, I was playing a bunch of games that didn't want my money. Dude, I remember playing the hell out of Fusion Fall. A Cartoon Network MMO. That kind of shit doesn't happen anymore. I miss all the theme park MMOs. Only if I can stop killing games was around then. I'd be able to keep playing Fusion Fall for the rest of my life. Actually, I don't think it would affect that one because I believe it was a free game. No, you might have had to pay a subscription. I don't remember because I was so young. So if I did pay a subscription, it was my parents paying it, not me. Did Cartoon Network get fused with Teletoon? I don't know. I know Cartoon Network's like somewhat defunct now, right? I remember a bunch of people were very sad about that. I've just got a feeling we're getting close to killing him. I'm gonna set this over here and we'll say. for it. Take 2 steps forward, man. 2 steps. 1, 2, 3. Nope. His ass is not even close. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I remember there was like a bunch of sadness about Cartoon Network going away. Roblox, they play Roblox. Oh, I guess that's true. There is Roblox, and Roblox is at least somewhat nice to their players. I mean, it depends on the game you're playing, right? Because there's some developers who just make everything, oh, by the way, you can roll this gotcha element for X Robux. Is EA for little children? It depends on what game you're playing, because it's all based off what the devs do. You know what I mean? And most of the devs on Roblox who make popular games are definitely giga big and greedy. They're very largely greedy for sure. But it doesn't have to be that way. Because when I was a kid, I would play like, natural disaster survival all the time, and the only microtransaction in that was for like a balloon that wasn't even that good. It was just more funny than anything. So I remember playing that one all the time. I don't know if Natural Disaster Survivors has any shooters left. But that was way back that one was popular. We going? I think he just went down, and he's running around, but Sugar, he's going down swinging? I'm not 100% sure. No, he's just right over here being my #1 with a bullet. Okay, that's chill. All right, pulls up his tiny, itty-bitty little rock. Sorry to say that, but you know, the truth will set you free. I just decided to get stomped on. You gotta understand, a guy like me likes getting stepped on a little bit. Hideo Kojima raised me. Dude, I wasn't sure if Death Stranding 2 was a Hideo Kojima joint, and then I saw that one cutscene of a woman on the beach kicking off her shoes, and it does a close-up of her feet, and I was like, oh yeah, Kojima was fucking, someone cooked here. It's got all the marks, all the telltale signs that Kojima was here. It's like, am I really playing a Miyazaki game if one of the main characters is in bare feet? I don't think so. It's not a Souls-like till we find the one woman who has her shoes off. They made it really easy in Night Rain. They just made it one of the playable characters. Just to make sure nobody missed it. He was worried he was being too subtle in some of the past ones. I know Miyazaki didn't actually make Night Rain. You don't have to tell me. Oh, I guess allegedly, well, not even allegedly. I just guessed that he's been working on the Nintendo Switch 2 FromSoft game we're gonna get, which I'll play that whenever that comes out. I think they said it's sometime next year. I'm not 100% sure. It didn't grab my... Some people were saying it was Bloodborne 2, but I feel like you almost have a misunderstanding of Bloodborne if you think that was Bloodborne 2. Because it was way too steampunky for Bloodborne. The tech was way too futuristic. There was still tech in Bloodborne, by the way. I'm not trying to say... I played the game. I know that there was still, obviously, some form of tech. But it was like Lies of P levels of tech. Not like... we have jetpacks and can fly around and hover pads. And your guns were far more repeater-style guns, not like... I think there were a couple that were fully automatic, but even still, they were... fully automatic within the game style. I don't really remember all the guns that well because I kind of just stayed with like the counter guns, the ones you would shoot to counter an attack going on. I don't know if that was all of them or just some of them, but I remember running that the entire time. I also remember not getting the full ending or good ending because it was before I would look up what games had in them. So I just missed the umbilical cords for the full ending. So I never really fought that final boss. Okay, dubs, we got ourselves a chance to capture. It's a good thing I remembered that was the quest. Very possibly we would be in a different timeline where I forget that one. It would not have been the first time. Okay, he's fighting. If he's fighting, we set this. Okay. Gotta get him out of there, man. I had to kill this charger. Woo! What? You're fucking me. You're fucking my ass, aren't you? Dude, this stupid rhino. Oh my god. It's the worst endemic life in the game. Okay. I'm crashing out. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my fucking god. Did I die? I mean, that's one way to put it. That's one way to put it. Did I die or did the game kill me? Well, I would argue the endemic life stun locking me into a corner while I couldn't move the entire time was out of my control. However, I did technically die. I even thought that fucking endemic life was dead, and then he got back up. We had a second coming and it was to kill me. That's so fucked up. How hated must I be? Luckily, we did get to replenish our trank bombs. And I'll be able to find Tetsucopper sleeping somewhere, I hope. And then we'll just be able to capture him. Dude, I do have like a siren song on my shoulder. It's because one of my friends wants me to replay a certain game. And it calls to me a little bit more than I wish it would. Because he's been telling me I should reinstall and get back into Destiny 2. And I know it's bad for me. And I know everything about it. Like, every part of me says that I have to stay away. But I don't know. There's a little devil on my shoulder that keeps saying, you gotta go back. It's waiting. Hurry, boy, she's waiting there for you. And I think it's because I want to go back before it's like end of life permanently. Because the game is going to get shut down soon. It has to. There's nothing... I mean, what are you supposed to do left at this point? They've already told the whole story they wanted to. They're just keeping it going now because... I mean, you saw what happened with Marathon. How is it even possible that you're not on that? How is it even possible, might I ask? There we go. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. If we didn't get the supplies within there, it would have been really sad. I had to lock in for a second, and I don't like having to lock in. I like being unlocked. I like letting it hang. Just the kind of guy I am, I suppose. Dude, I'm feeling off from streaming. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I took like that week-ish break where I did almost nothing. And it was like, look, I use the GPU, I think, as an excuse, okay? But like the GPU being out did kind of fuck up my whole flow. And so now that it's back, it just doesn't like feel right. That's the longest Tetsucopper I've ever seen. Shit. Just wait till I pull down my pants, honey. There's a longer one. Never seen the prequels, I guess. There's always a bigger fish. Right, drop those back in. We gotta take these out. Dude, I'm always running out of potions. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm always getting hit and not dodging properly. But I don't think that would be it. That just doesn't really sound quite like me. I guess we should check if Tetsucopper's armor is good. We haven't really checked any of the armor sets that we could be making. I just feel like our fights will go a lot slower if I change out my armor. Because the extra damage from crits is very good. And our alternatives are... gaining defense, guard, and sharpness. Which, like, I just don't think it's going to help too much. We've already got those. And our crit rate would drop off a cliff. And then our alternative here is punishing draw, stamina recovery, and tremor resist. Like, it looks sick. I just don't think it is good. just the big difference, I suppose. We do have the Elder Axe, which needs Eltalite ore. We could make that someday. I don't have any Emperor hoppers, but I'll be hopping on something if I'm lucky. That's what these are for. What does this give you? Light Eater and health, Psychic and Bomb boost. It's just not good. Does anybody have good skills? I came back and see Roblox is EA for little children. Yeah, I'm in the right place. Yeah, I mean, like, look, it depends on the greed of the developer of each game. That's what I said earlier, and I'll stand by it. Because you can definitely make, like, just a really good game that kids would enjoy. But you can also definitely make sure kids are spending all of their hard-earned lunch money on your game and your game alone. I go for more feelers. I would love to feel something. And I want to feel something again. Now, I don't even know where you get Hyper Zinogre or Zinogre Jasper. I don't know where the Hyper ones are at. So I don't think I can upgrade any of the other ones. Roblox has a platform you need to pay 75 Robux for a "nah, I'm gay" sign above your help. Or above your head. Yes, no, I mean, I'm not trying to wager that the owners of Roblox are not absolutely rolling in it, especially because each and every one of those games where people make their stuff pay to win on purpose. Guess who gets a cut of each one? It's not just the developers. Big Daddy upstairs, Roblox themselves, they're getting in there too. Handicraft up, which is Blade Master only. I think this is the one that its required slots are 3 though. We could do some handicraft stuff. Damn, I need to, you gotta farm though. Handicraft down, but that's for fencing, and fencing is, that boosts the fencing skill. Okay, cool, yeah, no, that adds up. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Crit draw, punish draw. I probably passed right by critical, which is what I was looking for. Did not. What are these? It's a great question. Fate, carbon capture, honey, speed setup, sure. Eating, yeah. Anything that's like good? Just kind of asking. Obviously, I don't need anything good, but we do have chain crit. And all it needs is a Matsu clause. And then we have plenty of Amatsu clause because I haven't made anything with it. Then we have experts all the way up to 3, which needs Akinator. Akantor. The big red one. So how many monsters have you G-ranked and how many are left? How many are left? I have no clue. How many I've G-ranked? Too many to freaking keep count of. What's the difference between these aside from I need a Nargacuga cut wing as opposed to, oh, because these are normal wing talent, but these are wing talent pluses. Man, I guess we'll just like make one of those. We could probably make one of those, but I'll hold off for now. I haven't really G-ranked many, and I'm pretty sure like the whole game is G-rank. Like if I understand correct, everything I've done up until now has been the baby the little league, and now we're in the big leagues. Now I'm in the spot where people can like actually get some hair on my chest. I mean, let me double check. I don't even know if I'm doing the right key quests. I haven't checked any of the key quests. Luckily, I keep a tab open on my phone, which is Monster Hunter Generations key quest list. That's how you know the pussy is afraid of me. All right, so we got to do pecking order, which we did. Cool. We got to do lost but not for long, which is a Gypceros. Not really happy with that one. We got to do surprise. Oh, fuck you. We got to do survival of the biggest. By the way, just so we're completely clear, that Tentacabra one that I did was absolutely for nothing. I just wanted to make sure that we are 100% clear on that one. We also need to do water fight. Okay. That's not bad. Let's do survival of the biggest. That seems easy. That one's like not even a hunt. I do this in my sleep. Survive while large? Yeah, it's called eating. You wouldn't get it. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if I haven't had enough to eat today or something. I'm feeling like really off. Don't I always feel off? That's true. I guess it's also because like I'm actually doing work, which is horrible. It's so much more fun when I've got nothing on my plate and I just get to kind of sit there for most of the day and pray that no clients reach out. I did have somebody, because like a lot of our clients, I'll teach them how to do basic changes to their site, such as changing out content so they don't have to wait for me to email back to them and be like, okay, I've changed the word the to thee. But I got an email from a client that honestly, look, did this person break the entire website? Yes. Was it perhaps the funniest email I ever could have received? Definitely yes. Because the email started out by just saying, hey guys, I goofed up. Which, you know what? At least I can respect someone who knows when they goofed. If you goofed up, at least have the decency to tell me you goofed. And that's all I need. Now what happened? Somehow he decided to delete an entire page off of his website, just like completely, like left no trace of it. And this is a month after I told him, hey, by the way, just so you know, to lighten our server load, we're getting rid of revisions of your site. So make sure that any changes you do, you're like very careful with, because I won't have a easy revision to go back to. But like, I don't really care, because the I goofed up email made it all worth it. All right. Did I have to completely recreate an entire page from memory? Yes. But it was really funny. And that's honestly all I can hope for, is if you mess up, at least let me know you goofed. You know? I don't want to hear I messed up. I want to hear I done goofed. Then I'm like, oh, dang. I know he's feeling bad now. But I don't even know how it was possible. The only other explanation he gave in how he deleted the entire page was, I had a lot of tabs open and something must have happened. And I'm like, obviously something happened. It's very clear to me is that something has happened. But also it does not make sense, because I have a lot of tabs open, and like I've never had everything just disappear on its own. I got too many tabs open. Because I tell myself, well, I'm probably gonna need this tab tomorrow, so let's not close it. Because like, look, it's my work's laptop. It can take the beating that I'm giving it. If not, it's their job to fix it, not mine. I.e., it's fine. It does have, it's got this weird thing though. Like, obviously Adobe products suck ass, so don't say it's just because it's Adobe. I know Adobe sucks. But it's got this weird thing where it says, oh, you're not allowed to download Photoshop, or, whoa. That's a huge one. But it says I'm not allowed to download Photoshop because my computer can't run it. And then I look up the official specs of Photoshop, like what you need as your bare minimum for the current version we're on. And my computer can absolutely run it. So I don't know why Adobe is just like steadfast refusing me to download it. It's a personal vendetta they have against me, and it kind of pisses me off because like it can run it. I'm running my current GPU on my old computer is worse than what's in my laptop for my job. And it runs it completely and perfectly fine. So I know that this is definitely not my fault. Got all the chapters of One Piece in a separate tag. Well, yeah, I gotta cross-reference anything else. You know, like every time Oda retcons something, I have to look back to see if it was a retcon or if, like, you couldn't see it. It was recently a pretty big retcon I heard about in the manga, which, like, I'm just gonna tell myself there's no shot that it's true because it seems like the laziest writing of all time. So I'm just gonna choose to believe that that's not the case because I want to believe in my goat. And also, like, for as much as I criticize One Piece and the current writing that I believe has diminished greatly post-time skip compared to pre-time skip, I still love the show, which sucks. I'd rather just be able to move on and be like, oh, well, it's bad now, I'll move on. But that's not the case. I love the show still, and I wish that I did not. But that would make it less painful. Because all I want to see is I just want to see like the Straw Hats interacting like they used to. They will not. These people do not know each other. Brooke in Egghead said, oh, I finally get to see Luffy's Gear 5 form. Bro, you were on the ship with him for a while and you guys just didn't even talk about Gear 5. Luffy could have whipped that shit out whenever just to show off. That's exactly the kind of thing that Luffy would do with his friends. But like, of course he wouldn't do that because the Straw Hats are no longer like, they don't know each other, man. They're co-workers at this point. Which sucks, because I don't know, I miss the interactions. Woo! Okay, we're chilling, we're chilling. Oh, poor guy shot a blank. I've been there before. All right, see you around, Geodrome. What is he up to? My man is just spinning on it like a Beyblade. Good for him, good for him. Do you know people still do competitive Beyblade tournaments? Isn't that awesome? Do you guys think I should transition my content into nothing but competitive Beyblade? Because I kind of feel like I could be really good at letting it rip. When I was a kid, I had a special edition Pegasus, like the main characters one, because it came with the Nintendo DS game that my mom bought me of Beyblade. And I got to show it off to everybody at school and be like, guess what? This one's limited edition. You're not going to be finding it in stores anywhere. And I proceeded to absolutely run the playground with it. Dude, I need to uninstall this fucking virus from my computer. What's the virus called? It's called Norton. It constantly pops up all these things that are like, you need to buy protection. You need to buy protection. I gotta get that off my computer ASAP. Because I was fine with you existing when it was free. Now that you're asking for money, I don't view your service as worth anything, unfortunately. Windows antivirus has gotten far better. Now, it's not great. You should still have your own virus protection system, obviously. But not one like Norton that makes you pay for the same level of protection. Because Norton just really doesn't do much better, in my opinion. I don't know if this has been proven or not. But yeah, Beyblades got banned from my school. Oh, they got banned from my school too. McAfee has been bullying my PC for eons, then my PC died. Two related things, if you ask me. Who was at the scene of the crime? Somehow McAfee was still on there. Norton's the one that pisses me off, though, man. Especially because Norton's like, the way they phrase it pisses me off. Where they're like, are you sure you're okay with your PC just being completely unprotected? Dude, if everybody cared about protection, I wouldn't be here. So of course I'm fine with a little bit of risk. I have to be, otherwise I'm like fighting my own existence. They banned Pokemon cards after a few children fought over cards. Yeah, I mean, I remember playing Pokemon but not knowing the rules on the playground. That was the best way to play the card game, and to this day I still think it was the best one. How did you play it? You played it like the card game War, which was both people would pick a card from their hand, and whichever one had more HP and a higher damage attack, and you would do the math on which one would kill the other one first, that one would win and you'd get to keep it in your hand. So the best strategy was just to like bring all of your strongest EX cards and put them all in your hand and go, aha. Looks like Charizard wins again. You shouldn't have brought your Tay-Pig, buddy. I had a jumbo card. Dude, when I was a kid, those were the coolest ones. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, damn, what am I supposed to do with this? It's like too cumbersome. Not a damn clue where it went. Well, it's not like you could have misplaced it. Thing's double the size of my head, minimum. And I got a pretty fucking big head because I got a lot of ideas kicking around up there. All right. I'm getting real tired of this Geodrome doing nothing but jumping back, jumping forward, jumping back, jumping forward. Okay, kill me then. Kill me with a gun if you have to. Do it already. That bowling ball attack is absolutely useless, by the way. Who has that? Oats? Okay, Oats, we gotta talk about that attack you're using. Because you just rolled the bomb at nothing. You just rolled it uphill to see if you could. That's not what I need from my teammate. Oh my god. Oh, this hunt sucks, actually. I thought this would be an easy one. Like a free layup for me? Nah, this is ass. But just because every single time I'm about to hit him, he jumps 7 times. Okay, finally he did something. Kind of sad we won't get a face cam stream for the next 7 months. You don't know that. I just need a better camera because mine doesn't focus well, and the lighting throws it off really hard. So I didn't like how my lighting was set up. I mean, granted, it was set up within 1 day. But once I move into my new place, I should have better lighting set up. I hope. Oh, how I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a bill. Where are all my Schoolhouse Rock fans at? Dude. Yeah, what's good? That's me. They do call me the dude, but I think it's just because I like the Big Lebowski a lot. I can get a ring light for $5 in a dollar store. I have a ring light. That's not the issue. That's definitely not the issue. The issue is if I have on my ring light, my big ass glasses will reflect it if it's in the position it currently is in, unless I want to change my entire setup of my room. But then because I still need it in front of me, but I don't really have much room behind my desk because I'm in a pretty small office when I'm streaming. So you can't really see my face that well with it. You might say, then how come the V2 model is? Well, hopefully the AC is good enough for the guinea pigs and chinchillas. Yeah, I mean, it should be. That's one of the first things we're checking, is making sure we don't have to replace the HVAC system, which, like, I would really rather not. Because I already know, I've got a bias in my head that HVAC guys, unless you know them, they're like repairmen if you're a woman, you know? Where, like, they walk in and say, well, you could go with this system, but most people and are recommended. Oats, what the fuck was that, man? Thanks. Thanks for putting me in the worst position of all time. Thanks for putting me in a compromising position. But I just got a feeling they try to sell you on a system you don't need. And do whatever they could to try and make sure they can get an extra sale on a unit that doesn't actually sell that well, and they've overstocked on it. And they're praying that you won't have the wherewithal to know. You could get the normal unit or the unit that costs 8 car payments. Yeah, but then they'll be like, this one is actually what most people are going with now because of how future-proofed it is. And then I'll be like, oh, let me look that up. And they're like, okay, well, hold on. That's kind of what I do whenever it comes to car repair stuff, is if they say something, I'm like, oh, let me look that up. And then normally they'll drop whatever it is they're talking about, and they'll just be like, so anyways, so you just needed this part? Which you might say, doesn't that prove they're scamming? Look, I respect a little bit of a scam. Because ultimately, it's still the person buying it, you know what I mean? Damn, he's giving me that whole, oh my god. When I say give me everything tonight, this is what I mean. For all we know, dear lord, this is how I... If you're gonna be my bitch, oh my god, we already got this dude spit roasted. A delectable dinner for later. Holy, look at him. Presenting. He was obedient. He could not be a whore. But yeah, like, because ultimately with scams like those, you fall for it a little bit. I have 9 wives. We're Mormon posting, I see. Or you're a cat with a lisp. It's kind of awesome if you're a cat with a lisp. I would we have 9 wives. Don't fwick with me. I'm not afraid to throw away one of my wives right here. Dude, I don't think there's a singular site I like more to read the comments of than Reddit. Like, I know Reddit's a horrible site. I'm not even trying to say anything like, I would never say anything positive about Reddit. Aside from the fact that the people in the comments are probably my favorite people to witness exist. Just because I don't think anybody else feels quite as disconnected from reality and all the actual things that happen. Like, there was this one guy who posted on the Monster Hunter subreddit that was like, do not kill yourself. And it was a picture of all of his Lagiacruz plushies, and then Lagiacruz being finally within the newest Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds. With the most obvious joke of all time. The joke is, hold out because something good will happen, and for him it was his favorite monster got added into a new game. I'm not gonna say it's like the funniest joke of all time, but like it's fine. It's like a little bare bones level joke, sure, whatever. We're fine. Everybody in the comments was saying like, I don't understand how the title of this can relate to the content I'm seeing. Herm, does anybody else think it's weird that he said don't kill yourself and then just posted plushies of a monster? Look, I get that it wasn't the funniest joke of all time. But then somebody else responded and was like, does nobody really get the joke? It's the fact that he's saying if you hold out, good things will happen, like for him getting Lagiacruz in the game. And then this one dude responded, and this is why I love Reddit. And his response was, huh, I got the joke, but with the way today's society is going, it doesn't surprise me that a bunch of people missed it. With how soft everybody got now, of course they wouldn't get the joke. And that might be the single funniest comment I've ever read. Because I don't think anybody has ever taken the moral high ground on understanding a joke on Reddit quite like that. And that's something really special to me. That's why I need that site to stay around permanent. That level of entertainment, I get that for free. That's crazy. And I don't even have to go on Twitter, which is where most people get their Reddit posts. Which is funny because most people on Reddit also get their Twitter posts there. So like, it's a symbiotic relationship for sure, but it's one that both sides need each other. They just don't even realize it yet. And then 4chan is, they need 4chan for sure, but it's not one they ever want to admit they need. That one even more. Remember the marriage in your Twitch chat? I do. I mean, I didn't really officiate, but I remember it happening. I could officiate. I think I'm certified. I can't remember. I think I did like a little $10 online class. As it turns out, that's all you need. And then you can marry any two people you want, legally or otherwise. I just shit on my legs because I was bored as fuck. What, like in elementary school or like currently? Because that was my go-to in elementary school for sure. I knew a marker hated to see me coming. Because it was going all over currently. So anything, if I did a little song and dance, would it entertain you more? Gypsaros' theme like this. Feels too much. By which I mean, it's like a really good theme, and I don't think Gypsaros deserves that. It was an act of boredom and it gave me flashbacks. Let's understand, I mean, it was a classic. Where's my Subway Surfers gameplay? I'm sorry for not being, hold on. Let's put on a second monitor content on my screen too. Guys, does anyone have any really good video essays we can throw up? A needlessly thorough critique of like anything? Come on. I love the ones that are like a needlessly thorough critique of the Powerpuff Girls, and they're like, the way that I saw it, this was trying to tear down society in the West. It was a biting criticism. Wendigoon saved me. Yeah, does he have a new one out? Does he have like one on Petscop where he completely... Sorry, I was about to have a little bit of a take. Look, I normally love Wendigoon's videos. I thought his Petscop one, he left out some angles that I personally would have included. He just made one on Ready or Not. I've heard about that game. I don't know much about it. I think it's a game, unless I'm crazy. I thought it was like a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter or something like that. Thank God that counted. It should not have, by the way. If you're saying that was bullshit, you're correct. But bullshit in my favor is not bullshit at all. That's very important. I think a lot of people forget that. If it's bullshit in the opponent's favor, that counts as like, that shouldn't happen. But things that benefit me, I will not question. They are implicitly good. Okay. Let's give this guy a good old one of these. Oh, baby. It's releasing on the 15th for console with crossplay. Definitely gonna play it with Derp. Yeah, that's right. I think Derp's played it. Wait, how is a game that Derp played something Wendigoon made a video about? I mean, I guess Derp played Silent Hill also, because normally Wendigoon's so horror adjacent or ARG related. And I just didn't really consider that as Derp's normal wheelhouse for games. Not like something he wouldn't be interested in. Just like for games specifically. That's probably why I've heard of it. But yeah, because Derp used to stream it way back. Isn't it like a cop body cam game or something? Or like a body cam POV. I don't know if it's necessarily cops. I don't know. I've had a pretty dumb... the game is just about being a SWAT officer. Never mind, it is cop related. Look at me go. Wait, then why... What could you possibly make a video about with that? Just like, I like the game? I guess that works. I guess it is kind of like his channel, so if he just likes something, why not? There's no rules that says like a dog can't play basketball or whatever. Wait, so like I understand that was the entire point of Air Bud, but I don't want to take their logic to the logical extreme, but I'm going to. Do they really think that just because there's not a rule explicitly against something in the basketball rule book that like that means it's fine to do on the court? Because is there a rule inside the basketball official rule books that says you're not allowed to pull out a knife and stab your opposition? If not, and it's just covered by the fact that there's a normal law against it, I think that means it's legal in basketball. Lore is pretty cool. I can recommend the video, but to hold it simple, there's CIA involvement, MK Ultra action. Oh, so it's kind of like making a video on Lethal Company or Repo or something where it's like there is more going on behind the scenes, but your gameplay can be pretty surface level. Surface level if you aren't looking for it, I should say. Because I know Lethal's got like all the logs and entries in it. I have no clue what the lore of Lethal Company is at all. Because as far as I was concerned, it was the game where I could pick up a stop sign and bash my friend's head in. And I'll tell you right, that was enough lore for me. That was all I needed. I was like, damn, they cooked again. How do they keep getting away with it? Okay, yeah, well, there's logs and special stuff to find him, ready or not. Okay. Never mind, I guess that adds up then. Dude, I hope the lore's not like the government's bad, because that would really upset me, because real life has taught me that the government always has my best interest in mind, and they love their people so much. So it would really make me sad if the government was involved somehow in a negative way. Because they always try their best, guys. They don't know what they're doing. You gotta keep in mind, it's our government's first time winning. First time living, man. Some of them look like it's almost their last time living. Actually, sorry, I said some. Every single US senator, it looks like it's their last time living. They've got about 3 more days left in each and every one of them. You look at Mitch McConnell and tell me that guy's ready to serve. My man remembers time before the internet, and we're having him make legislation about why TikTok dances are harmful. That's crazy. It looks like one swift staircase is about to take him out, and one extra crisp gust of wind will kill him. Ready to serve the casket, and he would fucking serve, man. That's the last thing I need him to serve, honestly. We've already seen him serve cum. We've already seen him serve the American people. I don't know what he's ever done. Isn't it actually crazy that Mitch McConnell has been a senator the entire time I've been alive, and I could not, for the life of you, or me for that case, tell you a single thing he has done? That's crazy. Well, at least New York got Mamdani. Yeah, I mean, not if the loopholes that people are trying to find on Twitter go through. Which I don't really understand, because, like, brother, this is a mayor of New York. Like, no offense. It's obviously a huge win, and I'm very happy he did win. I'm just also saying that the amount of outrage I've seen from other publications that are like, we have to do something against him. Bro, he is the mayor of a town. I don't think we have to do something about him, all right? People are dying on the streets every day, and you're like, oh no, a mayor won an official election. Let's fucking do something about the other stuff first, Okay, nice to see you around here. You come around these parts often? So that was, I just don't understand. Like, the level of effort that people have to put in is kind of insane. Who do you think is the most permanently online person, by the way? Because I've been trying to see less and less Twitter and less of US politics, and it's really been helping my mental state, because ignorance truly is bliss. I wonder if we can find the most terminally online guy. Because someone has to be. Everybody thinks that someone else is, right? Like, the most terminally. I mean, they're definitely a 4chan frequenter, right? Because I think that that's the final boss of terminally online. And without going like the QAnon pipeline. I know that 4chan's dangerously close to it. But honestly, I feel like all political extremists have to be terminally online, right? Because it's just, bro, you walked over here and started to play dead? What is wrong with you? I'm not gonna fall for that. I didn't hit you. Oh, that hit me. Good shit, man. All right, no, I fell for it then. I mean, unbeknownst to me, I fell for it. I'll see him around. It was nice while it lasted. Oats, what are you doing? He is bombing the hell out of a single dead Jaggy. Let him breathe, man. It's okay. We're fine with that. Asmongold, he's pretty terminally online. I would love to have a competition of finding out who is the most terminally online guy. Like, you can show him the one picture of the convention. I can't remember what convention it was. The one, like, My Little Pony convention that had a ball pit. And he'll be, oh, DashCon. That's what it was called. He'll be able to tell you the entire lore behind it, like the names of each and every person who had an account and was involved with it. Then you could also pull up, like, some other 4chan stories about, like, you know, this story about a polycule, and then they'll be like, of course I know the story. Here's all of the people involved. Here's how this had happened. Then you can say, like, okay, but what about the Leafy is Here drama from 2016? They can tell you every single thing that happened inside of it. Then you bring up, like, anything they're currently interested in, and all they hit you with is, like, well, right now what I'm really interested in is trying to fight back against all the wokeness inside video games. Because I feel like that's just a very terminally online thing, right? Like, nobody actually cares about video games going woke in the real world. Even if it was a thing, like, let's imagine for a second that they are right and they're forcing DEI into every game, and, like, nothing is made with artistic vision anymore, and every single part of it is just made for political gain and agenda. Like, nobody would care still if the game was still good. That's the only thing that matters. Is this game fun to play? And half of the games that they're like, this is why you can't go woke because you get games like this, are games they wouldn't have enjoyed anyways. It'll be like Life is Strange, and they go, yeah, I would have liked it maybe if it wasn't woke. And it's like, no, you wouldn't have, man. I'm looking at your demographic. I just don't think that it was for you ever. And that's okay. Not every game is for everyone. I think it's okay to make games for specific groups of people, because a game for everyone is a game for no one. You're telling me that you're gonna find the cross section between people who play Hello Island Adventure and, I was gonna say Doom the Dark Ages, but that one is actually, that Venn diagram is just a circle. Someone who plays Hello Kitty Island Adventure and NBA 2K, no shot you're finding that Venn diagram. Nobody, you can't make a game that appeals to everybody, so just fucking make games, man. Just make them niche if you have to, but make them good for that niche. I'm tired of people trying to make their game niche and then also going, but we had to add in a battle pass, some form of pseudo progression, rare loot drops, in addition to this, and this. We've added in gacha. Our store page updates daily. Fucking stop, dude. Just make a game. Just make a game. Just make a game and not like 37 bundles in one. I don't need that. I just need to play something. I promise you I'll enjoy whatever it is you make way more if you make one. Just release a full game. Yeah, that's all I'm asking. And it's becoming rarer and rarer. And that's why I couldn't understand, like, to get on, not to get political. If you are in the EU, I urge you to sign the Stop Killing Games petition, obviously. I've got no stake in this game, aside from the fact that most likely, if you have to change for EU laws and regulations, your whole entire game will improve for the rest of the world. Either that or like certain games just won't ever release in EU, so we'll see which one that would do. For example, like maybe gacha games just wouldn't release in the EU anymore, and I don't really think that the EU gamers would miss them much compared to the fact that the company making it is going to miss that revenue. But it's like, I just miss an era of games where I was hyped for things to release. Because even with Wilds, I had no hype for Monster Hunter Wilds, despite loving Monster Hunter, right? And the reason I didn't have hype is because I knew it was going to be like Rise and World, where on release, the game wasn't going to be done. And that's exactly what happened. And now people are complaining about Wilds more so than both of the other games, saying how Wilds is the one that has no content. Now, I think Wilds' complaints are more justified because there's also the worst optimization we've had yet for a Monster Hunter game. So I completely get where they're coming from. I'm not trying to be like, it makes no sense whatsoever. That's why I had no hype for it, really. And then it released, and I was pleasantly surprised at how much I loved the base game. Mainly because, yet again, mine didn't ever crash because I was playing on PlayStation instead of on PC. But then after I was done the main game, I was like, damn, there's nothing to do. And then everybody started complaining about it because nobody can release a full game anymore. It's gotta be, how can we string them along and keep their attention span going? How can we make every game live service? How can we, by the way, that was a really weird way I just kind of teleported down there. But yeah, I don't know. I just miss buying a game and seeing something happen. Well, we already forced Apple to get on their knees. We can get some gaming companies. I think what this will really affect are like Activision games, Bungie games, all of those kinds of games, because their EU market is huge. With gacha games, I can very much see, like, for example, Hoyoverse just going, we just won't release in the EU and get all of our money from North America and the Asia markets, because the Asia markets are already the ones that are giving them their primary source of income, you know? So I could definitely see gacha games just saying, we'll sever the ties here. But then if you're missing out on gacha games, I don't know how much you're missing out on. I mean, I play a couple gacha games, a good few, but getting the next enhanced boss on the 3rd. Dude, I want to play so bad, but I really don't want my GPU to explode and kill me. That's the struggle. That's the struggle. Granted, my GPU is better than I thought. This entire time, I thought I had been running a 2060. I have not been running a 2060. My sheet is, I checked again. I thought it was a 2080 earlier when I told someone what I was running. Then I checked again, and maybe I'm just getting wrong readings on it. Either that or I just misremembered. But it is a RTX 2070, which, like, obviously could use an upgrade, but I don't think it's that bad. So it probably can run Night Rain with how much better all of my other stuff in there is. We've done a lot of hunts today. I'm kind of trying to ease my way back into streaming because I haven't been streaming much and I'm getting horrible headaches when I am streaming. So I'm probably going to call it here for today and then go edit some shorts and stuff. Because like I'm just kind of feeling exhausted. I've been up to a lot in my real life, not just in streaming. I've really been putting it on pause because I've been doing so much in real life. So I'm sorry that I'm kind of neglecting you guys, but look, looking at the statistics of people on Twitch, you're probably used to. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's called self-projection. I wouldn't expect you to understand. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop here for today, and then I'm going to go get some medicine because my nose is really clogged up. It could just be also because of the horrible thunderstorm I had earlier. The humidity is all fucked up, so I just feel horrible, and the pollen's out. It definitely could be that. Because it is humid as hell today. In fact, let me check the current temperature. Hold on. I've got myself curious right now. Okay. Yeah, it is currently only 74 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not bad. But holy man. 96% humidity. That's insane. This is insane. We can be bees. This is good news. This isn't your world. Hey, you got a condo and everything else streaming is just a side thing. Yeah, well, that's why I just do it when I can. 96, are you in the damn jungle? I'm telling you, that's why I think my head is fucked up today. It's because it's 96% humidity. I think it's just like seeping in. I'd make a great sailor because I can feel the weather so well. I wake up in the morning feeling like, well, you know, I don't think I'm feeling like that guy anymore. No, but I'll wake up in the morning and if my head feels heavy, I'll be like, it's going to be a high humidity day. And then I open up my phone and I go, yep, I knew it. And then so I can also smell when storms are coming. I'm like comedic like that. If I'm outside, I can smell on the wind if a storm's about to approach. And I know a lot of people can. I'm not trying to say like I'm something super special. And it's not like I'd smell it from miles away, right? By the time I smell it, it's probably like 5-10 minutes out. Richter is a nice smell though. Is that what it's called? Is that what the smell is called, of the pre-rain on the air smell? I can also smell when it's gonna snow. Snow is a very different smell. Snow, the air is very crisp and dry beforehand, so it's very easy to smell when it's about to snow. Sometimes I get false alarms. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, it's about to snow, and I smell it, and then it doesn't snow for like another couple days. I think that's just like, it's probably like the weather's conditions are good for snow, but it's up to if there's going to be a rain cloud forming, if it's actually going to snow. That'd be my guess. We can actually smell that 1,000 times stronger than sharks can blood. Damn, it's crazy that some people can't smell it then. I wonder if it's like, if you mouth breathe, you lose that, you know? Like your superior sense of smell is only honed if you hone it. And most people just neglect that shit. Most people just treat it like their third kid. Don't need to care about that thing anymore. Oh shit, I'm floating. Oh god. I'm floating. I'm levitating. Am I? Wait, I shouldn't be. Why am I floating on... Am I floating on stream right now? Weird. I don't know. Whatever. If I'm decapitated, I'm decapitated. It is what it is. Bound to happen eventually. But I'm going to end here for today. Tomorrow I'm probably going to do some Mario Kart. And then Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I'll probably go back to more Monster Hunter G rank. Please rotate Joe by 400 degrees. Yeah, I'll just get in there and spin the chair 7 times until he throws up. Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably do some Mario Kart because I just kind of feel like talking. Salt. Aster. Is this our moment? Just gonna look at each other? You seem quite salted. Shit. Better than being sliced. That was me throughout middle school. Am I right, gamers? Or am I right? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. And let's just say that was not my hands clapping. See ya! No, thank you guys for coming out. I'll see you tomorrow.